Hello everyone, this is Chris Burns with Android Community. We're going to be looking today at a early preview of a game that is part of the Tegra Zone, if you know what I mean, of a suite of games here. This is the app we looked at earlier today called Tegra Zone, or NVIDIA Tegra Zone, if I guess you want to call it that. Over here we have our featured games. Over here we have news, and then if you get into here, you have every single game that NVIDIA wants to show you as being optimized with Tegra 2. Now, the game we want to show you is right here, Galaxy of Fire 2. This game is not yet out. It says it's coming out this month, but nobody has it. We've seen a couple of previews of it at special events. It looks like, it essentially looks like this. It's a space battle sort of deal. Where you're flying around kind of like Star Wars. In fact, it reminds us very much of the old game X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, where you're floating around and blasting other ships. But we actually have an early copy of the game. It's forewarning, it has no sound, and it's definitely an incomplete version of the game. So, bear with us. But it is pretty far down the line, so we're going to take a look at it. We are going to load a game just to show you how it looks a little bit further into the game. A short thing on the storyline of this game is it begins with a man who is flying a mission in space with a ship that doesn't look nearly as nice as this one. He goes and blows up a few ships, and then he's going to fly back to where he's going to dock, and he gets pulled into some sort of wormhole. Once he gets to this area of space where we are now, he gets kind of employed by a guy who makes him do mining work, and as he tries to find his way back to where he used to be, as you can see, this is a thing that I'm assuming they're going to fix in the final copy of the game. Once you open this game, you'll see that the bottom of the screen heads over here, so that it's kind of out of the way for you. But one of the things that happens quite often is if you accidentally press home, you fly out of the game and go back to your home screens here, and you don't want to be doing that. So let's head back in the game. But once this guy in the storyline gets to working, he finds his way into more business and eventually gets himself some nicer machines like the one you see right here. Now, this is the home, the home screen you're going to see when you log into the game. The screen you just saw where it was like start a new game, that doesn't come up very often. The only time that will come up is if you are switching players, or if you are, if you've died, if your ship is blown up. Now, before we go into the game where we're flying around, we're going to show you one thing here. I'll show you a couple of things. First, we'll go into the Space Lounge. Now, as you can see, there's no loading, obviously. All these Tegra 2 games, there's just basically no loading going on, as you'll see, or as you've seen already. Now, what this place is it has several different people. They will give you offers for either helping you, or you can help them make money. Each one of those is different. You can hire them or get hired by them. Now, once you're out of there, there's always a mission down here with details scrolling, and you are able to take that mission for the amount that you'll make for it. Another thing you can do is to head to missions, and this will show you what's available for you right now. You can see what it is on the map. We'll go out to the map right here, the bigger map. As you can see, this is a pretty big universe. You've got all these wonderful locations. They're all animated, they're all ready to go. As you can see, this one's just floating here. Let's move in closer to this one. A double click will bring you in a lot closer like that. You're able to go up and down like this. It's just astounding how detailed this whole system is. Now, we don't want to go there for now. We want to head back in here, but that's where you can go to all these different space stations in this amazingly rich universe. Where do we want to go here? I think we want to go... Oh, we're going to go to game options first. Now, in game options, one of the cool things you can do for this game is you can either work it with touches, which is what we're going to do, or you can work the whole game with the accelerometer, which would mean that you're moving the whole device you've got here around to control your ship. You can configure it and work your music and FX and voice and stuff. Now, as I said, that doesn't really work for us right now because it's an earlier build. We are going to go straight into a game here just to show you a little bit about the gameplay. We'll just go straight to this one. Depart the station, yes. Now you'll see that was the loading screen. Like, it wasn't even 3 seconds. Immediately we're into the game, and we are off. Now, if I can get it controlled here, maybe I switched it. Oh, I think I still have an accelerometer. Let's back out a little bit here, if we can. What do we want to do? Oh, I know what we want to do. We want to go to the station. Now, what I just pressed was autopilot, and that'll bring you back to the station here. As you can see, it's just obviously going automatically. Now, once you get back to the station, it'll bring you back in, where you'll have your options again. Oh, see, as I said, this is an early build of the game, so this sort of thing happens every once in a while. You'll be popped out like that. Once the game is actually released, that certainly won't be happening. I'm going to go into the options here and make sure we have touch activated, because that's what we want to be controlling from here. Back, and let's go straight into a game. Depart the station, yes. Here we go again. As you can see, there was no loading. And the animation screen goes immediately into gameplay. Now, hopefully, yep, we got our inverse controls, and we are immediately battling. The red spots you see over there are enemies, and the yellow spots are either our allies or have been hired to work with us. Now, to target enemies, it's not the easiest thing to get a hang of unless you are used to being having played these sort of space battles where up is down and down is up and there's no gravity. It's very different from playing a first-person shooter or even an airplane game where you actually have gravity. One of the cool things you can do in this game is there is friendly fire, and what happens is, as you can see, I attacked the guy who was yellow. He said to help him being attacked because he assumed that I was on his team, which indeed I was until I started firing upon him. One of the fun things you can do is, if you've only got a mission that's mining or something like that, and you have all these allies, one of the things you can do is start firing upon them, and then it turns into a battle. And then you can still make money, which is the idea of this whole game, is to make enough money so this guy can go back to his original home. But a couple other things you're doing here are, as you catch up with someone like this, you can kind of target them. It's hard to see here if you're not actually playing the game, but this little target here that sees where we're firing, if you lock on to something, a little counter will go around, and once you're locked, it'll shine a different color. Now, see what happened here is we were getting fired upon, and I wasn't paying that much of attention, so we blew up, basically. So you'll be able to see the game over screen, which is very pretty. And tap to continue. Loading. This is probably the longest loading screen, which is back to the beginning. Galaxy on fire. Resume, and we're back in. Let's see, we can jump right back out into the battle. Now this is going to be a new battle, obviously, because we failed that past one, but as you can see, it's just, there's no pauses in anything. This might be a good example of, yeah, this is an example of where a mission where you'd normally be mining. Let me show you. You can just attach these in any other game would just be something you could float by and not work with, but what you can do here is you get in very close and it explodes, and it's an actual piece of this scenery that you can interact with. It's not just, you know, it's not just something you can float by or just not touch, if you know what I mean. Let's see if we can find someone over here. I'll just show you the scenery. You see these planets are gigantic. There's space dust everywhere to show you that you're moving. As you go past the sun, it shines like that. It's an amazingly diverse game. So check it out once it comes out later this month. It's Galaxy on Fire 2, powered by Tegra 2. See you later.